So does that also count as kind of internship type stuff that you work
What level are you on? I live in the future world and know it. Delayed.
So you like learning languages?
Howdy. Thank you so much for being here. Also, just for those of you in the live audience, know that we're also streaming this, so this is why I'm using the mic today, so that our listeners online can hear us. So thanks for being here or with us, wherever you're coming from. This is Maroon Steel. I'm really excited to present their fall recital. I'm Dr. Kim Kateri. I am the faculty director for Maroon Steel. And we're really excited to put on this show for you today. So we're going to start right off the bat with a song called Susie. Hold on. All right. We're going to start right off the bat with a song called Susie. It was written by a Trinidadian composer, Ray Holman, who wrote a lot of his work for a really big steel band competition in Trinidad and Tobago that happens every year around carnival time called Panorama. So this is Susie. Enjoy.
Howdy. I think that song serves to show you the diversity of the kind of music that these instruments can play. My name's Arthur Mayo. I'm the musical director for this ensemble, and it's been such an amazing privilege to teach all these young musicians how to play these drums and make music. Hopefully, all of y'all are enjoying. It's been a ton of fun. Our next piece is from an American composer, Andy Narell. He grew up in Manhattan, where his father led a steel band for troubled youth. This kind of ignited the fire in him to play this kind of music. In college, he got his master's at UC Berkeley, and now creates some of the most innovative steel pan music, combining elements of jazz and traditional steel pan play. I hope you will all enjoy Zigzag.
So I hope you're enjoying this so far. That was Jump Up, a piece by Chris Tanner. Chris Tanner is the person in America who really brought steel band into universities. He founded and is the president of the National Association of Steel Band Educators, where those of us that lead steel bands, we go to these conferences every year and learn about what's innovative and what's new for steel band. And he also literally wrote a book called like a steel band game plan about strategies for developing steel bands in the university. Our next piece, before we get to our next piece, I actually wanted to give some shout outs. So one of the unique things about Maroon Steel is that it's both a class and a student organization. And for the student organization part of it, it really relies and depends on all of the hard work that the student officers do. So if you're a student officer, can you raise your hand? They really do a ton of work in bringing steel band to the community. We play at First Friday, we play and do demonstrations in classes, and a lot of that is their work of just getting steel band known on campus and in the Bryan College Station area. Also, some of these students are taking this class for credit. So if you are in the class, can you raise your hand? And one of the things I really love about steel pan is that people can play this instrument even their first semester of being in the class or the organization. So how many of you just started playing steel pan this semester? All right, so without further ado, this next song is one that you'll surely recognize. It was originally written in the 1950s by a Trinidadian calypsonian named Lord Kitchener, and then it was made much more famous after that by Harry Belafonte in the 60s, and then again, re-popular. I know there's a crowd pleasing, all right. And there was... in the 1980s, it got another popularization in a really iconic movie scene. So enjoy Jump in the Line. All right, we hope you enjoyed that piece. That was Rant and Rave in 1991, Ahsoka from 1991. That was really like popular party piece for carnival time in Trinidad and Tobago. I wanted to take this opportunity to recognize and thank the College of Performance, Visualization, and Fine Arts for their support. We are really, really lucky to have this steel band ensemble that we developed in 2013. That's why we like to say we've been stealing hearts since 2013. And not every university has a steel band ensemble. So we're really, really privileged to have this. And we take our mission really seriously of bringing this music to the community and sharing our love for it and our passion for it. So thank you to the College of Performance, Visualization, Fine Arts. Thank you also to the music program. This has been a week of what we call crescendo recitals every night. In fact, many of these performers have been performing in other shows and concerts this week. Raise your hand if you've been in other concerts this week in crescendo. Yeah. I also want to thank our crew, Jam and Jeff and John Muller and Xavier and everybody who's been helping. And I also want to give a particular shout out to our drummers because we cannot do this without people playing drum kit. So especially Daryl. Thank you, Daryl. Yeah. And we also had Noah play drums for Under the Sea. And I want to give one last recognition to Arthur Mayo, who you may have noticed did a solo on Zigzag, and has been really, really great at leading us through all of our music and repertoire this semester. So thank you, Arthur. And at the end of this show, you'll also hear from Cameron, who is our student president. So he'll let you know at the end of the show what our next performances are. So we've got one last piece for you. This is a piece that is widely recognized on campus and has been arranged by two of our former student presidents, Josh Metzel and Sam Payne. So thank you to them for their work on arranging this for Steel Band. Thank you so much.
Howdy. Thank you. Oh, sorry. Howdy. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. It's been a pleasure, a wonderful performance. Be sure to check us out again in downtown Bryan for First Friday on December 5th. And you can come check out the pans for a little bit. But thank you.